Hi, welcome to the blog. Thanks for stopping by. My name's Trauman, and I just wanted to talk to you today about a project that I just finished. It's a shock mount for my little tiny shotgun microphone. Basically, what a shock mount does is it insulates the microphone from all the sound you get from handling the microphone, so it doesn't pick that up. So when you move it around or twist it, you'll see these in recording studios all the time when those mics are on the boom arms, and you'll see them in these little cages with springs or rubber bands or whatever. So they're kind of expensive to make, and they don't always fit the microphone that you think they're going to fit. So and they're not very portable. So I wanted to make one that fit all three of those criteria because I want to start doing some more recording, podcasting, etc. on the fly. If I'm out and about, especially if I'm going to be teaching somewhere on the road, I'm not going to have a little recording studio with me, really. Or even if I'm like at the airport or something, I really want to be able to have capabilities of getting some halfway decent sound quality, because the microphones that come on things like the iPhone or the flip camera or even the iPad that I have coming in the mail, the microphones are not the greatest. So that's the other reason that I really wanted to get this taken care of. So shock mount looks like this. I'm really quite proud of it. It's sort of simple and sort of complicated. The idea is quite simple. It's a short length of PVC pipe, and on the ends of the PVC pipe, you can see that I've got two notches here, two here, two here, and two here, and then I run rubber bands across those notches. Sometimes just from one notch to the other notch here. Sometimes from one notch through these other two notches all the way across the top, and two notches on the other side. You can see there's a crisscross pattern that they make. And you know, running this across like this really is very unnecessary, but my rubber bands were just long, so instead of doubling them up and twisting them around, I thought I would just run it from one end to the other. Totally up to you, as long as you just keep the microphone somewhere suspended right in here on both ends, you'll be fine. Okay, so that's the basics of that. Inside, I've got a little bolt with a rounded head. I guess I'll take these rubber bands off. Bear with me. There, see, rubber bands are off. If maybe you can see inside there, you can see there's a bolt right in here, and the bolt goes through the PVC. I've got one on each side, so I had to drill that out with just a regular wood drill bit. I don't know if they have PVC drill bits or whatever, but so there's no washer or anything because I wanted to give as much room as I could for the microphone to fit in here. This is the microphone that I ended up putting in here. So, right. So you've got these short little bolts. They come out to here, and then on the outside of the PVC, I have a rubber washer between this strip of metal and the PVC. One to keep the PVC from cracking in case I tighten things too much, and another thing so that I can make it adjustable and it holds things in place. Then on the other side I just have a bolt that screws all that together, and then I cut off this bolt. If I'd have known what I was doing a little better, I just would have got short bolts so I didn't have to cut them off. But cutting them off is relatively easy with a hacksaw. Okay, so more construction. Now, in an ideal world, had I not needed to take another trip to the hardware store, I would have had one single piece of metal here, and then drilled holes here and here, and one right here. I didn't have that. The store was closed. It was after hours, etc. I didn't really want to go back. I don't remember. So what I did was I ended up taking these two pieces of angle iron and squishing them out, and then flattening them out, and then rounding them, and then drilling holes in the necessary places, and then drilling a hole here to put them together. Now, this bolt looks a lot like the bolt up here. And it is. Again, on the inside, there's no rubber washer so that it's nice and snug. On the other side, there's a bolt, so I can tighten that bolt right up to this, tighten that bolt right up to that head to keep these very, very tight. And then underneath that, there's 2 rubber washers. You can do 1 rubber washer or whatever. I put 2 because it gives me more play in terms of where I want to be able to shift this. And then underneath that, the bolt comes down to about right here. And then I put this coupling or a sleeve on it, put that, and so that way I can add it right to this piece, which is this clip. It's just a regular clip you get at Office Max or whatever. I drilled a hole in the clip down here, put a bolt through it, and secured the bolt with a nut. So then that bolt came down to about here, and then I had these 2 protruding bolts, and I just coupled them together with this piece. I'll show you why I did it that way in just a minute. But in here, what you can see is, you can see some padding in there. There's also some stuff you can't see, so I'll explain that. If I open this up nice and wide, you can see that right here are some rubber stoppers. They're real small, they're clear. I have 3 of those across, just to sort of distribute the pressure. And then on this side, you'll see that I have a nice big piece of heavy duty felt. The reason I did it this way was because I wanted to be able to clip this onto things with screens, like my MacBook or my iPad or my iPhone. And doing it this way allows for, this protects the screen from getting cracked or scratched, and these rubber pieces on the bottom grip really nicely, but as well as distribute some of the pressure onto the back of the machine. Keeps things secure. So that's why I chose those 2 items to secure. So this is basically how it will travel around in my bag, along with this small little 7-inch microphone. This is a Asden SMX10, which is, I love this microphone. It's a stereo microphone. It's absolutely great. So I'll show you really quickly how this actually works, just to show you how simple. I'll go ahead and put, I'll put these on the bottom. So I'm going to take, it's a little awkward doing it away from myself, but I just put the rubber band through those notches, pull it tight, put the rubber band through these notches, pull it across, put it through these notches as well, and then finally through these notches. Try to even out the tension a bit, and as you can see, it stays nice and tight. Now here, with these shorter rubber bands, you'll see how I do this when I'm doubling it up. I wouldn't hesitate to run it across again if I wanted to, but this seems most appropriate for this size of rubber band. So I just put it through, twisted it, and put it back. Let me see that again. So I put it through there, put it through there, feed it through, and twist it, put my thumb in, feed it through here again, and through. Shouldn't have any trouble. Now you can see that you've got this nice little system of suspension inside. So now if you knock this around, the microphone is protected. So last piece, and this part's a little tricky because my microphone has these ridges on the side, which end up catching a lot on the rubber bands. So what I have to do is I have to put it in here like so, and kind of got to move it around. You don't really have to be too gentle. The rubber bands are pretty great. And then you just bring it through on the other side. And then what I do is I end up twisting it back and forth, maybe holding the rubber bands in place if I need to. And then it comes through and it works just fine. Now you see I have a microphone on a relatively well sound insulated clip that I can clip onto stuff. For instance, if I want to clip it onto this iPhone, it's not too hard. Just clip it on like that, and I can record myself with some great sound. It's a little bit overkill. It's an iPhone. It's supposed to be super portable and fly by the seat of your pants. But if you were going to do it to your laptop, the same principle applies. And if you're using a halfway decent tripod with your video camera, which is what I'm doing now, although I'm not getting the greatest sound, I'm pretty sure. You can also just take it on your tripod and clip it right there. That's your tripod. Again, clips right off. Dismantle, put it in a bag or something, maybe in your camera bag or whatnot. And this thing works great. The sound is so superior to what you're going to get on your iPhone, your iPad, your tablet, your smartphone, whatever you're going to be using. I just happen to use Apple products lately. So I think that is all I have to say. If you have any comments or suggestions, or I don't know, you want me to make you one for probably more money than you want to pay, let me know. I hope that you're able to, you're inspired by this a little bit, and that you go ahead and make one yourself. And then when you're putting videos up to YouTube or wherever it is you're going to put them, they've got better quality sound than the next person's. Thanks.